Hello everyone, welcome to this week's weekly market view for Monday the 11th of September to Friday the 15th of September 2023. My name is Vishal. Let's get started. All right, let's start with the monthly chart, and as the day has progressed today, we have made an all-time high. So Nifty has made a high of 20,008.15 and it has breached its prior high. So the momentum might tend to continue to the upside. There might be some profit booking as the open interest data is suggesting that the Nifty has the highest call option data written at 20,000. So we might see a little bit of a profit booking. But more or less, I think the momentum is pretty much very, very clear to the upside. All right. Now, as we see here, we can see a potential new level of demand in the making, but it's too early to say that because we haven't yet closed the month of September yet. And on the weekly also, we are seeing a strong move to the upside. So no clear levels yet on the monthly and the weekly. We'll go on to the daily chart. And if you look at the daily chart, there was this nice drop and then this strong rally. More or less, this was a point of a pretty strong reversal in the market because markets failed to break this 19,200 odd level. It did go towards 19,221, but was unable to breach and close below it. And since then, we have seen a very, very strong uptick. And even this supply was, easily removed by the Nifty. Okay, so price action is indicating that markets are pretty strong right now. Let's move on to, let's see, the 75 minutes or the 125 minute chart to see if there are any new levels of demand in the making. And as we can see here on the 75-minute chart, we have these new levels here. We have this gap level, which is your closest level of demand. And the reason I'm marking this is because this level was responsible to break all these supply zones to the left, right? So this becomes your closest demand. And then you have another level over here, which is your rally base rally. So these are the two key levels to watch out for. Since there is no supply on the chart, we are not going to be shorting the Nifty. And as I also said in the last week also that just refrain yourself from shorting once these levels breach. Okay, let's move on to the Bank Nifty now. And Bank Nifty is more or less still having supply zones. In fact, right now, today, the market has closed in a daily supply zone, and we'll go through that. But let's start off with the monthly chart. So monthly chart is looking, the candle is looking bullish, and we are still within this area here. If we go on to the weekly chart, markets took a nice support at this weekly level of demand, and after markets did take this support, the market has nicely bounced out of this level. So on the monthly and the weekly, there are no levels of supply. But on the daily chart, we have closed in a very, very interesting area today, which is this area here, right? So sooner or later, we'll more or less come to know what this level is likely to do. If the price does breach this level, then more or less Nifty, Bank Nifty will more or less start printing all-time highs. But you also see that there is we have this level on top of level over here. All right. Yeah. So we have this level on top of level here. So Bank Nifty might find a little bit of a stiff resistance to the upside. And also we have seen some options being written closer to the 46,000 odd level. So this level can act as a good resistance. On the daily demand zone front, we have this new level of demand here, which is this rally-based rally. So if you look at the distance from the supply to demand, there is not really a very, very big profit margin here. So at the most, the market might tend to be a little negative, might tend to be a little range bound, and eventually might try to push and break this level of supply. Okay, so because now Nifty is strong and Bank Nifty might is consolidating, we might see Bank Nifty also starting to push and follow the Nifty. All right, let's move on to the next index here, which is the Nifty Financial Services. And more or less, the Nifty Financial Services, like the Bank Nifty, is also within this area of supply. So let's quickly go ahead and check that level first. So let's start with the monthly chart first. So monthly chart is looking very, very similar to the Bank Nifty on finnifty. And if you go on to the weekly chart, again, same. I mean, there's no difference. And here you see that finnifty is also trading in this weekly supply, right? So just like how the Bank Nifty, we have this level on top of level, finnifty is also within this supply. And we might see a little bit of a pause here. The closest level of demand on the finnifty is this area here, rally base rally, again, very, very similar to the Bank Nifty level. So these are going to be the levels to watch out for this week. In case if the market starts to correct, it might just consolidate and remain range bound between this demand and supply. Let's move on to the next pair, which is the USD INR. Let's quickly see what the USD INR has done. Okay, so usually when we look at the USD INR, the USD INR has an inverse correlation with the Nifty. And right now we can see that markets are consolidating on the monthly chart, trying to push to the upside on the daily chart. On the weekly also, we are trying to see a little bit of a bullish move. Let's move on to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, since we printed, I believe, new highs over here, we are still seeing a little bit of move to the downside. Now, if the USD INR starts to push to the downside, it's very likely that Nifty will start pushing to the upside. So for the Nifty to correct or for the Bank Nifty to correct, we also need to see the USD INR also moving and printing new highs. Okay, let's see whether that happens in the days to come. On the daily chart, let's mark few important levels over here. So this is one key level of demand on the daily chart from where the markets have moved up. So this is the origin of the move, and this is where the markets have created a new high. So I'm not going to plot any levels of supply because there are no clear levels of supply on the USD INR chart, but we might expect to see a little bit of a corrective move on the USD INR before it takes and starts moving to the upside. So this is one area to watch out for, and we'll also keep a close watch on this area as well, which is this gap area, which has also removed the prior high. Okay, so just be a little aware of these two levels on the USD INR. Okay, let's look at some stock specific ideas now. So let's have a look at ACC, because ACC is probably imposing some kind of an opportunity over here. So let's have a look at ACC. Let's do the top-down analysis first. Let's remove all this. Let's start from scratch. Okay, so on the monthly chart, ACC is coming out of this monthly level. The supply zone on ACC is a little far away. On the weekly chart, we do have this weekly level of supply, strong move to the downside. So around 2346 to 2499 will be a good idea to start looking at ACC for shorting, and maybe you may want to go slightly to a smaller time frame. And more or less on the daily chart, this is that imbalance or that move to the downside, right? So just mark it like this. So 26 to 2428 will be a level to watch out for. Currently, the markets are a little far away from the current market price. And we might also tend to see a little bit of a reaction coming from a level which is slightly below the weekly supply zone. So let me just show you that level. So also just keep this level in mind because sometimes, we look at all the higher time frame levels and we tend to miss on these very subtle levels, which are somewhere, in the middle. So this level also looks good, 2161 to 2236 on ACC. All right, the next chart on the radar is State Bank of India. So let's have a quick look at State Bank of India. Let's wait for the charts to load. All right, so this is the chart of State Bank of India, and as we look at the monthly chart, so prices took a little bit of a pause after forming this this supply zone over here. So let's keep a close watch on this area here, and they did breach this, but seems like markets did take support, and since Bank Nifty also moved to the upside, this also helped State Bank of India to consolidate and move also to the upside. Okay. So no clear levels on the monthly, on the daily, on the weekly chart. Again, this is just a pivot and prices consolidating and trying to push to the upside. So pretty much looks like that State Bank of India is just, sitting in this tight range here. And if you look at nothing much on the daily chart, but let me just remove the tools here. So this is an interesting area on State Bank of India, and this can also be a good trap area in case if there is some selling pressure coming in. But looking at the way Nifty and Bank Nifty are moving to the upside, it seems that it's going to be a little difficult for State Bank to pull back and give you the move to the downside. On the supply zone front, we have this interesting area here with this gap. So maybe you want to just have a close look at 610 to 615. It's not very far away from the current market price. Prices could get here anytime soon. But this is the area to watch out for on State Bank of India, 610 to 615. All right, so here was some of the index analysis and the scripts for this week. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. Please do give your valuable comments in the comment section. And if you are still not a subscriber of Sher Khan Education, please do subscribe to our channel and spread the word. Thank you very much. Have a lovely trading week. See you next week. Bye-bye.
This should not be treated as a recommendation. Please conduct your own analysis or consult a financial advisor before investing.